Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you all for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we have Her Grace Radhavinodini Mataji to give class for all of us, and we are continuing the Srimad Bhagavatam series of first canto, 15th chapter. Today's verse is 11. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for your time and association. For all of us, you can please start. You can take over, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, we are not able to hear you. No, Mataji. We'll play some Kirtan again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I'm really sorry. I got a new notebook and I just installed Zoom, but it seems that not everything functions properly. But anyway, if this is okay, I can join this way.
Yes, Mataji, but you can't do the sharing, I think, right? Screen sharing.
Yeah, actually, I just have 4 verses which I've searched, but it's not a big problem if they are not shared. Mostly, they are not long, so I can just read them.
Okay, Mataji.
So
yeah, I'll
if you
share.
can just share the main verse, then that's perfect.
Okay.
I'm really sorry for all the inconvenience.
No problem.
So, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Guru Maharaj. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, and verse 11. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yono Jugopa Vanahitya Duranta Krichad Durvasa Sori Rachitad Ayutagra Bhukya Shakana Shishtam Upayujyayatas Trilokim Triptam Amamsta Salile Vinimagna Sangha. Srila Prabhupada's translation. During our exile, Durvasa Muni, who eats with his 10,000 disciples, intrigued with our enemies to put us in dangerous trouble. At that time, he, Lord Krishna, simply by accepting the remnants of food, saved us. By his accepting food, thus the assembly of Munis, while bathing in the river, felt sumptuously fed, and all the three worlds were also satisfied. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Durvasa Muni, a powerful mystic Brahmana determined to observe the principles of religion with great vows and under strict austerities. His name is associated with many historical events, and it appears that the great mystic could be both easily satisfied and easily annoyed, like Lord Shiva. When he was satisfied, he could do tremendous good to the servitor, but if he was dissatisfied, he could bring about the greatest calamity. Kumari Kunti, at her father's house, used to minister all kinds of services to all great brahmanas, and being satisfied with her good reception, Durvasa Muni benedicted her with a power to call any demigod she desired. It is understood that he was a plenary incarnation of Lord Shiva, and thus he could be either easily satisfied or annoyed. He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and by Lord Shiva's order, he accepted the priesthood of King Shvetaketu because of the king's performance of sacrifice for 100 years. Sometimes he used to visit the parliamentary assembly of the heavenly kingdom of Indradeva. He could travel in space by his great mystic powers, and it is understood that he traveled a great distance through space, even up to the Vaikuntha planets, beyond material space. He traveled all these long distances within 1 year during his quarrel with King Ambarisha, the great devotee and emperor of the world. He had about 10,000 disciples, and wherever he visited and became a guest of the great Kshatriya kings, he used to be accompanied by a number of followers. Once he visited the house of Duryodhan, the enemy cousin of Maharaj Yudhishthir. Duryodhan was intelligent enough to satisfy the Brahmana by all means, and the great Rishi wanted to give some benediction to Duryodhan. Duryodhan knew his mystic powers, and he knew also that the mystic Brahmana, if dissatisfied, could cause some havoc, and thus he designed to engage the Brahmana to show his wrath upon his enemy cousins, the Pandavas. When the Rishi wanted to award some benediction to Duryodhan, the latter wished that he should visit the house of Maharaj Yudhishthir, who was the eldest and chief among all his cousins. But by his request, he would go to him after he had finished his meals with his queen, Draupadi. Duryodhan knew that after Draupadi's dinner, it would be impossible for Maharaj Yudhishthir to receive such a large number of Brahmana guests, and thus the Rishi would be annoyed and would create some trouble for his cousin Maharaj Yudhishthir. That was the plan of Duryodhan. Durvasa Muni agreed to the proposal that he approached the king in exile according to the plan of Duryodhan after the king and Draupadi had finished their meals. On his arrival at the door of Maharaj Yudhishthir, he was at once well received, and the king requested him to finish his noontime religious rites in the river, for by that time the foodstuff would be prepared. Durvasa Muni, along with his large number of disciples, went to take a bath in the river, and Maharaj Yudhishthir was in great anxiety about the guests. As long as Draupadi had not taken her meals, food could be served to any number of guests, but the Rishi, by the plan of Duryodhan, reached there after Draupadi had finished her meals. When the devotees are put into difficulty, they have an opportunity to recollect the Lord with rapt attention. So Draupadi was thinking of Lord Krishna in that dangerous position, and the all-pervading Lord could at once know the dangerous position of his devotees. He therefore came there on the scene and asked Draupadi to give whatever food she might have in her stock. On her being so requested by the Lord, Draupadi was sorrowful because the Supreme Lord asked her for some food, and she was unable to supply it at that time. She said to the Lord that the mysterious dish which she had received from the sun god could supply any amount of food if she herself had not eaten. But on that day, she had already taken her meals, and thus they were in danger. By expressing her difficulties, she began to cry before the Lord, as only a woman would do in such a position. The Lord, however, asked Draupadi to bring up the cooking pots to see if there was any particle of foodstuff left. And on Draupadi's doing so, the Lord found some particle of vegetable sticking to the pot. The Lord at once picked it up and ate it. After doing so, the Lord asked Draupadi to call for her guests, the company of Durvasa. Bhima was sent to call them from the river. Bhima said, "Why are you delaying, sirs? Come on, the food is ready for you." But the Brahmanas, because of Lord Krishna's accepting a little particle of food, felt sumptuously fed, even while they were in the water. They thought that since Maharaj Yudhishthir must have prepared many valuable dishes for them, and since they were not hungry and could not eat, the king would feel very sorry. So it was better not to go there. Thus, they decided to go away. This incident proves that the Lord is the greatest mystic, and therefore he is known as Yogeshwara. Another instruction is that every householder must offer food to the Lord, and the result will be that everyone, even a company of guests numbering 10,000, will be satisfied because of the Lord's being satisfied. That is the way of devotional service. Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shanakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadatara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Candramauli Swami Niti Namine. So, this is a very interesting verse. Actually, for me, it has many takeaways, but I just picked two because otherwise we could be here sitting and discussing it for hours. So for me, the two main takeaways from this verse was the first is that whatever danger is there for us, Krishna is always there and he can protect us. So he can always be our ultimate shelter, and if he wants to protect us, then nothing can harm us. Although the other part is that sometimes he doesn't protect us the way he thinks so. So here we can see that there were all these sages, Durvasa and his disciples, and the solution wasn't that Krishna brought lots and lots of food, so he helped to feed all these sages. But he did the other way around, that they became so satisfied that they didn't want to show up. It also has some other point that, as a guest, even if you cannot eat, you can go to those who receive you as guests. But because Durvasa usually was easily to be angry. So because he thought that he cannot properly behave as a guest, so he didn't want to go back because he thought that the other party would act the same way he would act. So originally our way of thinking is, the origin is our own mentality, and if we would behave some way, others would certainly behave the same way. And that was their problem, actually. So Krishna used that mentality. But the other point is not this. My other main point, which I would like to discuss, is this: when Krishna is satisfied, when Krishna is pleased, everyone will be pleased. So first, I would like to start with this first point about speaking about Krishna's shelter. Lately, somehow, I'm really sorry. So lately, somehow, it became one of my favorite topics because it has many levels, and it's such a really deep topic to understand how Krishna protects us and what we can do so that he wants to protect us. And here in this verse, in different verses of the scriptures, there are different roles of certain personalities in the verses. So here we can see that there is Arjuna, who is the narrator. So he speaks about what happened and tells this to his brother Yudhishthir Maharaj. And also the verse speaks about Durvasa Muni. But actually, Durvasa Muni is not the main character for us, at least, in this verse. He is actually the circumstances, I would say. The main character in this verse, the main devotee in this verse, is Draupadi, who is mostly mentioned in the purports. But we can see how she, as a devotee who is completely taken shelter of Krishna, how she reacts to the situation. And in some points we can also relate, because in the purport we could read that at first, when her first thought was that, okay, I will pray to Krishna. And she could have done so many things. So I can imagine that in this situation there are many guests, and we would just rush into the forests and instruct all the husbands that we have to collect berries or something, which they can eat. So at least they can, even in this situation, they can see our efforts that we would like to please them. Or they could have panicked. They could have, be angry or looking for excuses. So she could have done so many things. And actually, when in the beginning, she was in panic, because there was a difficult situation. She didn't know how to solve it, but immediately she started to think of Krishna. And when Krishna appeared, she was really afraid what would happen. So she started to cry. Srila Prabhupada emphasizes that a woman would do only this in this kind of situation. But Krishna was there, and when Krishna instructed her to bring all the pots, Draupadi didn't start to doubt his instructions. He just she immediately just started to bring the pot, and Krishna found this particle of vegetable, so that solved the situation. But Draupadi all the time just followed Krishna's instruction, and he was her first thought in this situation. So this is actually how a hero, how a real devotee behaves in this kind of situation. On the other hand, if we check out how Durvasa Muni behaved in this situation, as Srila Prabhupada wrote quite a lot about him, that he was actually, Durvasa Muni is the incarnation of Lord Shiva, and just like Lord Shiva, he can be easily angered or easily pleased, and and it means that many times we usually hear about how he can be easily angered, and just one curse after another. So the Vedic history is full of Durvasa Muni cursing so many personalities. But on the other hand, he could also give great benedictions. And what it tells about his personality is that his characteristics is not doesn't speak about only anger, that he can be angered easily, but the main characteristic is that he very easily reacts. He can easily get under the effect of the situation. So if something good happens, then he is easily pleased and gives great benedictions. If he's angered, then he gets under the effect of this anger and also acts according to that. And I read something really interesting about this, that actually curses and benedictions are the two sides of the same coin. And many times we hear about this, that there are so many, there is duality in this material world, and this is actually the same, that we decide if something is a benediction or something is a curse based on how it will feel to our senses. But actually, it's just some personality created or predicted some certain situation for us, and it's up to us how we can use it, and if it would be a curse or a benediction after all, because many times curses led certain personalities to meet with Krishna or get some other kind of benedictions. Like, there was this curse which Arjuna got from Urvashi, and what he used it for, that when they had to go into exile, he could act as a woman, and he could properly hide from the Kauravas. So Durvasa Muni's personality was that he really got under the impression of the situation and reacted quickly, and it was mostly based on the Vedas and the rules and regulations, but he utilized these rules a bit like like a machine, not really thinking about what will be the circumstances. And here we can also see that he gave a benediction and he didn't really think about the cause of the request and the result of his actions. So if we think about the behavior of Draupadi, and because actually she's the one who is a sort of a role model for us, so we can see that she is totally surrendered to Krishna, and the takeaway from here is that how can we follow her example? Why is it so difficult for us to be surrendered? And that was the first verse which I wanted to share. Maybe if it's possible to switch to that verse. It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila. Chapter 22. And text verse 100. So this is this is the main verse for us about surrender. We can see the characteristics of surrender here. So it says that the 6 divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service. So we are doing what is favorable. The second is rejection of unfavorable things. The third is the conviction that Krishna will give protection. Fourth is the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master. Fifth is full self-surrender. And the sixth is humility. And, you know, a few months ago, I had an interesting discussion with someone who said that when we don't reject what is unfavorable for devotional service and don't accept everything which is favorable, we didn't even get to the beginning of surrender. And I was thinking a lot about this, that if it's really that like a sequence, you know, you have to take these 6 aspects one by one after another. And actually, if you think about it, all these 6 symptoms are developing together. So it's not like if I cannot reject everything which is unfavorable, then it doesn't mean that I'm totally not surrendered, because the main aspect of all 6 is that that we accept Krishna as our protector. He can protect us from everything, but Krishna also says, I will just read this one because it's short. Krishna says that as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. So it means that it's not like, you know, I just march towards the abyss and expect Krishna that when I jump off, then he will catch me, just because I was, sorry to say, because I was stupid and I didn't think about the consequences. So the similar way, if I just don't take steps to avoid sinful activities, if I don't take steps into do what is beneficial, if I don't do my rounds daily and don't read, don't hear about Krishna, don't serve the devotees, do not try to reject the association of non-devotees, do not look for the association of devotees. If I don't do these things, which actually express my desire that I really want to surrender to Krishna, because Krishna said that these things are helpful to reach him, to help build up our original relationship with him. So if I don't do these things, it just shows Krishna that, okay, I still want something else. So the fact that if I accept Krishna as my protector, it means that I also want to follow what he says. I avoid the sinful activities. I chant my rounds. I look for I try to get the association of devotees. So I follow all his instructions, because that shows Krishna that I really want to surrender to him, and then he really will protect me. And also, if I accept Krishna that he is the one who can protect me and no one else, even I cannot protect myself. My family is not able to protect me, and my husband or wife or children or my boss or the ministers of the parliament or something like that. I accept that none of these personalities can protect me. It means that actually I'm humble. So this all these 6 aspects are connected, and so getting back to the point is that why it's so difficult for us to be surrendered. It's because there is another pastime about saris, not just Draupadi. It's our so-called pastime that I would like to get Krishna's protection. I would like to rebuild my relationship with Krishna, but still there is Maya Devi, and I grab her sari, you know, and just cannot let it go, just grab it so tightly, because I still think that I can get out something of the material world. So instead of Draupadi's surrendering sari pastimes, this is our sari pastime, that we are clinging on to Maya Devi's sari, like, you know, oh, you are my mom, you can protect me. But Maya Devi is not like that. So when we can really just let that sari go, it means that then we can wait that if we fall, Krishna will really immediately come to our rescue and catch us. So this was the first point. The second point, which I would like to speak about, is the satisfaction and pleasure of Krishna, because here we could see that if Krishna is pleased, then everyone is pleased. And there is one verse in in Bhagavad Gita which speaks about it. Srila Prabhupada even says that this is the in English I don't know. This is how we can reach peace. So a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So actually, everything belongs to Krishna. Everything serves his pleasure. And if he is satisfied, we can reach peace, and not just peace, but happiness also. And Srila Prabhupada many times spoke about this, that if we water the root of the plant, then all the plant will be satisfied. And can we go to another part? It's not one certain verse. It's in Nectar of Devotion, chapter 1. And there is a part when the six characteristics of pure devotional service is listed. Yeah, here it starts the numbers. So there are six characteristics of pure devotional service. It says that it brings immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. The second will be the important for us, that this is the beginning of all auspiciousness. And also this automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure, and it is rarely achieved. So it's really valuable. We should really appreciate that we got the possibility. The fifth one is that those who are in pure devotional service derive even the conception of liberation. And the sixth one is that it is the only means to attract Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, after this list, starts to go into the details, and he a little bit rephrases the second one, because this is the beginning of all auspiciousness, and he says that in Hungarian it was a bit different in the beginning and then in the details, but here is the same. So Krishna consciousness is all auspicious, and here there are two parts which I would like to read. The first is that here it says that Srila Rupa Goswami has given a definition of auspiciousness. He says that actual auspiciousness means welfare activities for all the people of the world. And Srila Prabhupada here writes about that this is how this works out in modern days. But actual auspiciousness is that which is auspicious for everyone, and it's very, very important. And whatever we hear from devotional service, whatever we hear from the scriptures, it's always there that it is good and beneficial for everyone. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, when it speaks about knowledge, it's also the same, that knowledge is beneficial for all. And in the second paragraph here, we can also read that it's stated in Padma Purana as follows: a person who is engaged in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is to be understood to be doing the best service to the whole world and to be pleasing everyone in the world. In addition to human society, he is pleasing even the trees and animals, because they also become attracted by such a movement. And he mentions this pastime when Lord Chaitanya had kirtan together with the animals of Jarikanda forest. So if Krishna is pleased, then everyone is pleased. And immediately into my mind came this pastime of it was maybe last week, I think it was Govardhan Puja, and there I like to mention this pastime too, because here in this verse we could hear about the basic example that Krishna was pleased because he was fed and he was satisfied, or the sages became satisfied. But in Govardhan Puja was the extreme example when Krishna was satisfied that after all the previous rituals, the Brijbasis decided to follow his instruction and please Govardhan instead of Indradev. And at first, Indradev wasn't really pleased. So in the beginning, he was quite furious and wanted to cause harm to the Brijbasis. But even in that situation, Krishna managed that in the end, everything was settled properly and everyone was pleased. And it didn't really mean that Indradev got what he wanted, but even in that situation, it was beneficial for him. So I just couldn't help myself, but also have this parallel to our story here. And my last point would be to compare a little bit Krishna's pleasure and Durvasa Muni's pleasure, because it's a really interesting comparison. So we can see that Durvasa Muni was satisfied only by very, very detailed service, which was according to the rules of the Vedas, and which gave him pleasure. He all the time had some expectations about what he should get from the different personalities, but it was based on the rules of the Vedas, but always he had some benefit. He wanted some benefit from it. And on the other hand, Krishna is something really different. So both of them could be easily pleased, but Krishna doesn't want the offering. So Durvasa Muni desires the offering, desires the service, desires to get something, but Krishna actually doesn't want the offered object itself. Krishna wants the love which the object, the service expresses. And many times it didn't mean that the service was done properly. For example, there is the pastime when his childhood friend Sudama Vipra visited him and gave that handful of rice, and Krishna was so happy with it. He had so many palaces, so many wives, children, and such great treasures and stuff, but he was so happy with that small handful of rice. Also, on one occasion Krishna visited Vidura, and Vidura's wife, Vidurani, wanted to offer a banana to Krishna, but she got into ecstasy so much that by mistake she offered the peel of the banana, and Krishna happily accepted it. Not because the peel of the banana is so good and so delicious that he couldn't resist it, but because the love which this banana peel expressed to him, it was so, how to say, delicious, so delicious to him. So when we compare the attitude of Durvasa Muni and Krishna here. The key point is that Durvasa Muni's pleasure is based on his needs. And on the other hand, Krishna is self-satisfied. So he doesn't need those offerings, those services. He just wants the love. And the focus is very different, because whenever Durvasa Muni gives benediction or curse, his focus is his needs, and his own personality. But when Krishna is approached with service, with offerings, Krishna's focus is the other person, the benefits of the other person, what is beneficial for them. And it manifests in so many different aspects, this difference. So one thing is that in Durvasa Muni's case, pleasing him and getting the benediction or the curse, it's just business. So here we can see that Duryodhana, he actually knew what he wanted from Durvasa Muni, and as a business exchange, he very much wanted to please him. But it was like, working very, very hard to get so much money to buy a car next year or something like that. So he didn't express any affection, any love, any friendship or anything like that. He just did what he needed to do in order to achieve something. But Krishna, for him, the love. For him, it's not about business. For him, the necessary thing is love, the affectionate relationship with the devotees. So that's one point. And because of this, we can also see that because in Krishna's case, it's based on love. Krishna always thinks about what is the best benediction for the person, for the devotee who approached him. So sometimes a devotee would desire something, but Krishna knows that this is not good for my devotee. So he doesn't give it, or give it in a way that the devotee would understand that, oh, okay, I don't need this thing. So sometimes Krishna gives it when he knows that it will be beneficial for the devotee, but it's not so automatic that the devotee will get whatever he would desire, even if he has some material desires or something. But Durvasa Muni never considers the consequences. So he didn't really think about what was the reason of Duryodhana's request, and he didn't even think about what will be the consequences to great personalities as the consequences of his actions. And also we can see that in Krishna's case, the offering is just a medium for expressing something, expressing love. But in Durvasa Muni's case, we can see that the offering is the important thing. And yeah, based on all of these, the result will be different, as we spoke about. So what we can take away from all of these things, we should think about how what kind of things we would like to offer to Krishna and how we would like to offer. Because it's not like, Krishna accepts even the banana peel, so from now on I will eat the banana and he can get the peel because he really likes this. So it's not like that. It means that it's for us, the rules and regulations are also important. Not because the rules are the main importance in this whole bhakti yoga process, but because these rules tell us what is it that Krishna likes. So actually these rules, these standards, they show us how can I please Krishna, because I can please Krishna if I try to give him what he likes. So that's what it means to follow the rules. And the other takeaway from here, the other thing which I wanted to mention in this regard is that lately I just spoke to one senior devotee about that. Sometimes when we organize or manage something in the service of Krishna, we do it as a last minute arrangements. Just okay, I can just write on the list or just that okay, it's done. But the devotional service is not about okay, I can just put a sign that okay, it's done. It's about the feelings. It's about expressing the affection. So we really should put meditation into our offerings. And the last point is that when we approach Krishna with our services, it shouldn't be like Duryodhana that okay, I will do whatever to please Durvasa Muni. So it's not like I have to really please Krishna, because otherwise I won't have my this new house in 10 years. It's not like that. So we don't approach Krishna for houses, husbands, wife, nice children, or amazing holiday or something like that. We don't want anything in return. We just want to please him because we are happy by pleasing him. And but if we are in difficulty, we can see that Draupadi also didn't do that. I don't want to bother Krishna because this is my difficulty, this is my karma, I have to accept it and just suffer on my own. It's not like that. We are in a relationship with Krishna, so we just share whatever there is in our hearts, and if he would like to, he can protect us. If he doesn't want to, he won't protect us. But by revealing what is in our heart, revealing our difficulties, our feelings, it builds the relationship. So when we speak about the 6 loving exchanges, obviously it's not the same with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in some senses it is that we are curious about what is in his mind. We would like to reveal what is in our mind. And we would like to offer gifts to him. And when he sends his gifts, we are happy to receive, but because he sent it to us and these things. So just try to approach Krishna in this way, to always think about how this will build our relationship with him. So that's what I prepared for now. So I again spoke a lot, but we can open up for discussions.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the class. Very nice points. A lot of things to think about. So definitely a very deep class. Thank you, Mataji. Dear devotees, if you have any questions or comments, you can please go ahead now. And please turn on your cameras if possible. Thank you. Yes, Mataji. Namrata Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our Guru Maharaj. Glories to the wonderful guide. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, I look forward to your classes. Thank you very much, because you stress a lot on the takeaways, and eventually I have started seeing the verses, may it be Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, takeaways from the verses. So thank you for that. Nice points you have revealed, and the analogy, it was not analogy, but the comparison between the pleasure of Durvasa Rishi and Krishna really caught my attention, and it was a very interesting point that Durvasa Rishi need the details of according to the way
Radhaji, your
everything
voice
according to the
is
rules, and that as a duty.
your voice is breaking. We can't understand properly.
Hare Krishna, am I clear or not yet?
Now it is better, but previously whatever you spoke, it was like breaking. We couldn't hear it properly.
Okay, so I said I really like the comparison you talked about between the Durvasa Rishi to please Durvasa Rishi and Krishna, which was yes very interesting. Which ultimately comes to what Prabhupada is saying, that you please Krishna, everything else will be taken care of, and everybody is pleased automatically. And yes, it's very easy to please Krishna as well. In Bhagavad Gita 9.26, he says that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. He doesn't need so much. So that was one of the thing I could think of. So even Guru Maharaj says that for deity worships, when we question him that, oh, I'm not getting time for so much elaborated deity worship at home, this, that, work, taking care of child, household work, so much, so on and so on. But he says that Krishna doesn't need so much of your elaborated worships. He just needs your emotion. He just needs your bhav. I could recall that. And one small incident. There was this book of Shubha Vilash Prabhu, and it was a storybook for kids, basically. But there was nice incident mentioned that it was Krishna's birthday, and everyone was around, were invited, and Nand Baba and Yashoda had all opulent and elaborated rare gifts got for Krishna, but Krishna was not happy in that, and Krishna was happy with there was his Gopa friend called Bhadra. He was very younger, a small what do you tell, a ball of tilak made from cow dung tilak. So that pleased Krishna a lot. So
It's really nice.
we are really sometimes amazed by very small. Krishna is so pleased with very small things. So he just demands our emotion. Thank you for mentioning that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yeah, you just reminded me about one thing which when I wasn't initiated and I was still searching, whom I would like to approach to be my Guru Maharaj. And I remember that on one occasion, it was a Vyasa Puja ceremony for Shivanam Maharaj here in Hungary, in New Vrajadam. And our Guru Maharaj also was there. And at those times, there was a program point when devotees gave gifts to Shivanam Maharaj. And I still remember when our Guru Maharaj just got up and went there, paid full obeisances and gave Shivanam Maharaj a bouquet of wildflowers. And for me, it was so amazing because it really expressed that, sannyasi doesn't have anything, but he personally picked those flowers because he wanted to give something. And it was just so amazing for me that it was really one of those things which convinced me that I would like to approach him. Yeah, it was a beautiful situation. Yeah.
Thank you. And one thing I just from the from how to surrender, you mentioned few of the things which humility is there. So if I'm saying a statement that humility is absence of false ego, is it a correct statement, or there should be something added to it?
It's a good question. I think, yeah, maybe. I just remember I've heard so many different definitions of humility that it's still a wonder for me what is actual humility. But I think that yeah, because false ego is. I remember one of these. These definitions from a morning walk from Srila Prabhupada was that when we are fully convinced that that nothing, and he listed a few things, but nothing can protect us except Krishna, and actually this is connected to this this verse here, to surrender, and so I would say, yeah, because false ego says that yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I will do it, this body will do it, this subtle body will do it. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your nice points and nice story, nice pastime. I haven't heard this one. It was really sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Namrata Mataji, for sharing that. Yeah, if you read kids' books, I think you will get more stories. Yeah, thank you so much. Dear devotees, any more questions or comments? I don't see any questions. Even I don't have any questions, Radhavinodini Mataji. So I guess we can end the call here.
Yeah, we
sure.
reached.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much once again for giving this class and very nice points you mentioned. Thank you, devotees, for joining. So thank you, Mataji, Radhavinodini Mataji. We look forward for your more classes in future. Thank you, everyone. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Radhavinodini Mataji.
Thank you, Radhavinodini Mataji. Thank you very much. Very nice lecture. Thank you.